Hello, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update of everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. My name is Wack. Today is June 14th, and my oh my, we have had one of the days of all time in the Rocket Pool community. So we're going to be talking about what made today. We're also going to be talking about Houston and how that's getting ready to launch. We're going to be talking about some ETF stuff and zkSync as well. So stay tuned because this is going to be a banger.
10, 9, ignition sequence start, 6.
Okay, so it all started yesterday with the community call. So around 20 minutes into the call, 15 minutes into the call, Jasper and Langers were talking about Houston and what was going to basically happen after Houston. There was a whole bunch of other things talked about, but this is what I'm focusing on because this is like the big stuff. So what's going to happen after Houston? And at this point, Langers confirmed something that has been a rumor in certain parts of the community since ETH Denver, basically. So let me take a step back and tell you what happened at ETH Denver. So in ETH Denver, we got there, and pretty much right away, there was word going around that Houston is going to enable whale marriages. Now, whale marriages, for those of you who don't know, is a kind of agreement of convenience between someone who has ETH and someone who has RPL, and they get together and have a baby, and that baby becomes a validating node with validator, basically. So we've seen this with Patricio and Marco Barco. They've got a bunch of them. I was in a marriage, like a shrimp marriage with Ramona. We still technically are married, but like pretty much separated now. We're only down to one validator from a peak of I think about 14 or 15. But the marriages up to now have all been splitter contract based. So the withdrawal address for a node will be a contract, and that contract basically divides out where the RPL and the ETH goes. And it's not, it could mean that you lose your crypto. Like it's not cool. So with Houston, we got the stake on behalf of ETH. We got the RPL withdrawal address. We already have the ETH withdrawal address. We already have stake RPL on behalf. So all of these things together kind of make it a complete picture for marriages basically happening at the protocol level. Now, going into ETH Denver, people were just focusing on the part of Houston that dealt with on-chain voting, because that was going to boost decentralization, and nobody really was focusing on the stake on behalf ETH and the RPL withdrawal address stuff. Like we didn't really think about it too deeply. Only when we got to Denver did word start going around that there was going to be a whale, like this was going to allow protocol level whale marriages, and we got word that it might be that some big institutions are going to get married to the team, and the team will provide the RPL, the institutions will provide the ETH, and they're going to lead to marriages happening, and it's going to be really cool. So what ended up happening was nothing was confirmed or denied, and we kind of left Denver with this idea that this is A, extremely plausible, B, it seems likely, and C, we still don't know for sure. So that's kind of where we were. Since then, of course, the RPL price has come down fairly significantly. Also, a whole bunch of potential whale partners have legal issues with the SEC. So there was a little bit of doubt basically about how it might or might not go. But Jasper kind of made some good points in last week's weekly orbit episode. For those of you who didn't watch, kind of using Consensys as an example about how even though they're suing the SEC, they're still continuing with their staking service in MetaMask. So it's like they're very much in the we don't care kind of camp. We're going to do what we want to do, and we'll figure it out later. So we had this idea, and we thought it was going to work, but we didn't have firm details. We just had a whole lot of circumstantial stuff and kind of things that made logical sense, but no confirmation of it. Well, during yesterday's community call, Langers said this, so I was listening, and then as soon as Langers and Jasper started talking about this, I started kind of live commenting it in trading. So I said, oh shit, Langers, the team wallet for lending for marriages, they already have connections with parties. So the fact that they said there was parties, this means that there could potentially be multiple marriages that the team engages in. Jasper says, whoa, because this was the big news that, we've been talking about for many months now. And then I said, I was quoting Langers. He said it's been planned out over many months. They're going to roll it out in a progressive way after Houston. So the idea is that they'll start small, and as everyone sees that everything's working okay, it's looking fine, then they'll add more and more validators to their marriage. You have to remember that, like, having these additions to the Rocket Pool contracts, the smart contracts, means that this code has been like audited by the best in the business. We've got Consensys Diligence, we've got Sigma Prime. These are like the best in class auditors, and they that will bring in billions of dollars. No, we've already brought in billions of dollars of TVL based on those contracts and audits. So it kind of makes sense that people with potentially millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars will be comfortable with the new contracts, which is awesome. So here then I was live commenting some more. So it will be rolled out over the next few months. Jasper asked who was proposing these. So Langer said that some parties approached the team, but then the team also reached out to others, but most of them were reaching out with the team instead of the team reaching out to others. So Jasper then quotes them saying, technical companies with lots of ETH. So what does this mean, right? Like people started crunching numbers yesterday, and if all 1.5 million of the team's RPL went towards whale marriages, it would lead to 4,000 validators with LEB8s. So Langers came in and said that they're not going to stake all of it. Let me see if I can find that. He came by and he said, and then what happened right away is we started seeing buy orders coming in. So people here, this was 007.eth, not exactly like with hyphens and stuff, wanted to buy 1,400 RPL. And then this was like at 9 p.m. Eastern time, like in the evening. Then the conversation went to, other staking things that might be really bullish and stuff. And there was a lot of bullish stuff. So if you want to listen to that community call, it's really worth your time. There was some amazing stuff in there. I'm just trying to find the post from Langers. Yeah. So Langers here says, we will not stake all of it. We will stake a percentage. We're not sure what that percentage is, but it will also be a progressive amount. So this will be an amount that grows with time, and hopefully it'll grow quite quickly. So that kind of put the whole community, like it made it official. Here, Joachim says if the team staked all of their 1.5 mini pools, they'd be able to support 3,386 LEBs at 10%. And of course, as the ratio goes up, they'll be able to support more than that as well. So let's actually talk about the ratio now. So I think the situation had been set overnight for some big price action. And the reason why I'm saying that is because this was a confirmation, right? And people were already kind of like, had been talking about this for a while, rumbling about it. We'd kind of been dropping some hints about some of the ideas that we had, but of course, it wasn't confirmed. And then when this news came through, everyone started to talk about like Gigabread, and this was the old code name for this news, and how it's going to be huge. And just around 3 a.m. Eastern time on the 14th, the price started moving, and it went up from like $18 to $20, which is a nice like 7-8% increase. However, then things started moving really fast. So in the next few minutes after that, it jumped up to $21, and that was at 0.00594 on the ratio, which was a nice move. And then a few minutes, like the next minute, we got another move up. This was to $21.93, and Rocket Doc says, "Wait, what?" And Ramana here wasn't sure what was going on. He's like, "Is the bot broken?" And like, "No, this is real." Ramana says, "Is it finally because we explained the Gigabread and the ratio is up to 0.063? The RPL chart started to go vertical. 2 hours ago, it was 0.0054. Yuki tells us, and then a little while later, the price just goes crazy. So This was in a matter of like 20 minutes. And it was up to 0.00916925, 927, 934, 954, 974, 978. I think it peaked over 001. Let me see if I can find that. 8486, 997, 996, and then 999, and then there's 01007. So the price moved really fast, and here the bot was showing that it went up to $35.43. And this was a $250,000 buy. So there was like a whole lot going on. I think that is where it peaked. Let me see. Better than quoting me saying I've maxed out on RPL and he's saying not bullish enough. And then the people started tagging me saying wake up, and that I've had a really good week. And oh, that's so nice of Meek saying I just want to see Whack minted. Good man deserves it. Thank you so much, Meek. And people were just being really kind. But yeah, the ratio like was doing amazing things, like really, really great things. So everyone was hyped, everyone was pumped, price did amazing things. Let's have a look on Binance to see what the chart looked like. I'm actually going to try to hide it a little bit so we see it like this. Actually, that doesn't matter that much. Let's go down to like the 15-minute chart. So what happened is like right here at around 3 a.m. like I said, like these huge buys started coming in, and then everything kind of went crazy around 3:30, 3:40 a.m. Now, what happened here? This is the key question, right? And but before we get to that, let's like just say like what's happened with the price. So today, RPL. Yeah, so today RPL was actually the number one biggest rising coin in all of CoinGecko list. It was actually up over around 100% at one point, going up from $18 during yesterday all the way up to $36. Currently, actually I'm on the wrong setting. Currently, it's the fourth quickest rising coin of the day, and that's up with 30.5% at $24.08 now. So it's retraced a big chunk of that move, but it's still up 30% for the day, which is pretty amazing. So everyone caught attention. Here, Binance wrote about it. So it says RPL up 80% in 24 hours. And like writing this little article about it, seeing significant short-term surge, breaking through 34 USD, which was like a previous resistance point. And then current price stands at 33.90. So yeah, but it peaked at 36. And then if you go back to the Discord here, everyone was okay. Actually, let's add some more to the picture now. So what happened, right? So as I woke up, and everyone was kind of jubilant and really happy about what was going on. That was fine, and I think that was understandable as like the first instance. But as the days gone on, we've kind of pieced together the story of what happened. So now I don't know if it was related to Gigabread or not, but it seems like someone wanted to start buying. I've seen word of there being an 800 ETH buy, which is of course incredibly significant. And that pushed up the price so much that it started short squeezing people who were shorted on Binance. But the problem is that it also squeezed people who had deposited ETH to borrow RPL to stake. So these were people on Aave mostly who got liquidated. And that's like the kind of ugly side of this 100% pump, is that the initial increase in price was organic and solid, but then it started squeezing shorts, and once the short started squeezing, it caused a liquidation cascade, which meant as what person A got shorted, they had to buy to cover their position, which meant that the price went up, which meant that person B was caught out of position and they got liquidated, and so on up to C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, like all the way up. And it happened over and over again, up to $36, 100% increase. And that's where I guess, the chain kind of broke. And after that, the price started to come down. So we started talking about it, like, what is the cause of this? And the idea was like, is a short squeeze and like the the news is fine and stuff, but this move is only really explained by a short squeeze. 100% increase only makes sense like that. And then here we got D. McCartney, who said that we actually had 144,000 RPL on Aave was liquidated. So since that has happened and people started waking up in the US, I've seen a whole lot of people today saying that they were liquidated during this move, and they got hurt quite badly. So that's a horrible situation. I'm really sorry to those people that they had to experience that. Like, it actually worked out really badly for some people because they had deposited their ETH, they got an RPL loan. Now, even if they set their collateral at like 50% or something quite conservative, the price moving up 100% meant they were liquidated, right? And some of these people were like really conservative with their loan to value ratio, and they got liquidated when the price went up into the 30s. However, they were asleep. By the time they woke up, the price was back down into the 20s. So they sold their ETH for RPL, but then the price of RPL went down. And it's a really horrible situation. So I'm really sorry for those people. So if you want to see the logs for yourself of like the Aave liquidations, then D. McCartney says you can search for ETH get logs for matching liquidation call events during that time, then sum the debt to cover from the additional data in each event. So that's how D. McCartney got that 144,000 number. And I said I have no idea how to do that. So yeah, but yeah. So then a lot of other people started seeing that this was because of Aave liquidations. So here, Ignis says the RPL surge seems driven by cascading liquidations on Aave version 3. Around 4.8 million in collateral got liquidated, with the biggest hit being $717,000 for one person getting liquidated. So that is a big hit. I said that there were more short liquidations on Binance, and it had over 1 million RPL volume for that 15-minute, that 1 hour candle, which is like way more than we normally get even in a week. So I think some of the shorts were happening there, some of the shorts were happening on chain with Aave, or liquidations I should be saying, and those two together was like just that's what was driving the price up. So then here's Ledger Throwaway says, after losing a bunch of ETH buying RPL, I borrowed more to top up and launch new mini pools, and now I just got massively liquidated. Running Rocket Pool has been a terrible experience. I've lost so much ETH doing it. So Ledger Throwaway, I said, I honestly feel I'm more sorry than you'll believe. And Jasper actually put out a really nice tweet about this. So he actually struck a really nice tone. He says, today is an exciting yet somber day for Rocket Pool. You may have seen the near 100% gain on the ETH ratio. What happened? It says the Rocket Pool token price had been down only for many months. However, this weekend, the Houston upgrade will go live. This upgrade promises the potential for massive institutional partnerships and tremendous growth with TVL, partnerships years in the making. Perhaps it was because of the impending upgrade that we saw the initial price start to rise. Then once the price really got moving, we saw, unfortunately, liquidations start appearing on Aave. Node operators had been using Aave to stake by borrowing the RPL token. Leverage is risky. These borrowers were likely not shorting RPL, but rather just regular node operators who did not want exposure to the RPL token. Roughly 144,000 RPL tokens worth of debt was brought in a very short amount of time. This appears to be a case of unlucky node operators caught off guard by a price pump that led to much larger overall movement due to liquidations. With the Saturn upgrade, this will never happen again. This will never have happened as the minimum bond will be gone. And then there were a whole bunch of replies here. Mark Zeller actually had an interesting one saying, having same collateral, so not an issue, but definitely a bad experience. He says, I'm 0% RPL shorter. I'm just trying to be delta neutral. And Jasper says, yeah, tragic for node operators who liquidated. Yeah. And here, Exaparsec says, can't help but think there were also authentic shorts pushing RPL price down for such a long time. And Jasper says, yeah, that was on Binance. So this is where we stand now. This is kind of what's happened, and it's like Jasper says, an exciting day, but also a somber day, because we don't want our fellow node operators to hurt like this. But it's an exciting day because it's the biggest single candle increase in price in RPL history. As far as I know, it's never had a 100% increase on the day, except maybe like, in the first days the protocol was live or something like that, but never since then. That's the biggest candle I've ever seen. So that was pretty amazing. Well, for Rocket Pool, I've seen other, shitcoins do multiple 100% in a day, but nothing like this. So yeah, that's where we stand now. Like Houston, actually, let's go back to, let's move on. Here, oh, actually, we've got some more. So Jasper here says, we were talking in trading today, and we were talking about how, price and narrative, they go hand in hand. And because the RPL's price has been down only for the last year, pretty much, a whole lot of people were really disappointed in Rocket Pool, and like there was just so much negativity. But then today, it's all kind of changed, and people are positive again. And Jasper was sharing tweets saying, look, here RPL isn't pumping, it's simply correcting. Lido launches restaking, RPL pumps, Lido LDO is a cursed coin. Here, Jasper shares another tweet. RPL price have started to return with major amounts of strength here as it held an overall hidden bullish divergence, which can be seen suggesting more strength to come in. This could result in another 127 upside from here back to the $63 levels. I hope so, man. I hope so. And then here, Dex Toro had a pump price alert about how RPL has surged over 50%, and currently sitting at 27%. And then the people were actually mentioning the tokenomics work. It's like people are paying attention and like starting to understand what's happening. So here, Dex Toro say, either RPL will no longer act as collateral token and it will instead directly capture value. And Rocky here says, RPL baby, let's go to all-time highs. This was actually a really interesting tweet that Jasper and I both kind of shared from Paul Otto. And this person said, Rocket Pool tokenomics rework is taking form and looking good. No more RPL bond for node operators. Protocol revenue, the fee charged to our ETH holders goes to the DAO, node operators, and the buy and burn of RPL. And node operators who stake RPL can vote and earn extra fee share. Simple and logical. So people are really like digging into the tokenomics now and starting to understand and get the word out about it. And I think that is actually really cool because it sets the scene for, the great things that are going to come with Saturn and beyond. So this is really exciting stuff. Okay, so moving to the Houston topic itself now. What happened yesterday was that we had votes coming through for people approving Houston, and this was when we got the contract was locked down, and then the team executed that. So here Houston was executed on the side of the ODAO, and then Langus put out this post saying Houston is locked and loaded. The ODAO have voted on the Houston release proposal, and we have executed the vote. Houston is ready to be launched on the 17th of June. So that's the 17th of June in Australian time, early in the morning. It's actually going to be in the evening, US time, or in the night, basically in Europe. I think like 3 a.m. or 2 a.m., something like that. You want to check the time. I think it's going to be around 8 p.m. In the US on the Eastern Coast. So that is definitely something. There'll be a live stream that you can take part in. But this is really cool that everything is ready to go. So yeah, Houston's coming soon. And then we've got some more updates from Langus here, and Langus said that he's excited to share a protocol development roadmap update for Q2 is going forward. I'll be posting these updates on the DAO forum for greater visibility, referability, and engagement. To get it started, I've also reposted the Q1 roadmap update from the Discord announcements. Thanks to Noshua for keeping me honest. I guess Noshua was like, hey Langus, where is the roadmap update? So he posted the update. So here we can have a look at what the team will be working on in Q2, even though Q2 is almost coming to an end. But better late than never. So Langus says this is a rather delayed quarterly roadmap update. So deepest apologies for that. This is the roadmap update for Q2. So they've been working on Houston. They acknowledged that RPIP 28 and 30 came too late at the cutoff for Houston, so couldn't make it in, but it will be pushed to Saturn. And that is depositing under the minimum, and the staking rework with changing the withdrawable amount of RPL. And then Langus moves on to Saturn, says that Saturn has come through the ideation with the community. rapid research incubation process. The community have invested significant time and research and analysis and drafting rocket pool investment improvement proposals currently for Saturn. The team have engaged RPIP authors to ensure feasibility and technical considerations. So the team have been breaking down draft RPIPs, assessing how they affect technical design and determining the scope of changes to the protocol. From a development perspective, we have focused on megapools, a crucial component of Saturn. Recently, we've had to adapt the upcoming Ethereum EIP, increased max effective balance. As we carefully reviewed this EIP, how it will affect Rocket Pool overall, specifically if it will affect our megapool implementation. As part of this effort, we've provided feedback to Ethereum researchers on EIP 7251. Meanwhile, we've been refining our initial megapool prototype to bring it up to production-ready standards. And then he also goes on to say the smart node version 2 has been worked on as well, and this will be coming out soon with the formal release planned following the Houston launch. And Yorick said thank you for the update. So the team are working on a bunch of stuff. Maybe in a few weeks' time we'll get the Q3 roadmap, and hopefully that will be quite heavily focused on Saturn, working on the Saturn stuff, maybe a little bit of help with NodeSet, getting those guys set up, also working on getting these whale marriages on chain and running. So there's a lot of exciting stuff for Rocket Pool coming Q3, and I'm so ready for it. Okay, next we got an update about the Rocket Pool shop that Dr. Doofus got as a grant from the GMC, and that there's an update here. So Steely said, what's the latest on the store? He says it's basically functional, but it's still getting prettied up. The holdup was that the crypto platform I was using to take crypto payments suddenly stopped working nicely with my WordPress plugin. They're trying to move everyone to use Shopify instead, but Shopify is too expensive for us. Anyway, I just made a test order buying a Rocket Pool themed deck of cards using Matic. When I verify all work and get the cards, I'll put the finishing touches on it. So it looks like it won't take too long to get everything up and running and ready. Steely says, nice, look forward to ordering things. And I'm also looking forward to ordering things as well. But Dr. Rufus says, with no surprises, the store should be launched in 2 to 3 weeks, which is really exciting. So what I'm going to do is, once the store is up and running, I will commission some rocket fuel themed merchandise, some designs, and maybe we can choose 1 or 2 of them to have it made into products. I, of course, will make no money from that. It will just be for wherever the money's going. I think it's going to be operating on like a really lean, low profit style. So that's pretty cool. Okay, Maverick had an update here about Starknet airdrop. He says, you may recall that we did a Starknet airdrop and that all happened. He says that if you were eligible for this airdrop through your node, please make sure that you check that you have claimed it, because it's going to finish in a week's time on June 20th. So if you think you're eligible for the Starknet airdrop or you're not sure, please reach out to people in the airdrop hunting channel, which is what Mav links to, and people will answer your questions there about any airdrop stuff that's happening, and they'll give you guidance as well on how to claim your Starknet tokens if you haven't claimed them already. Okay, moving on to some staking news now. We've got some stake news out of MetaMask here, and this was actually really interesting. I was very, very surprised to see this, but Consensys are saying that they're going to do staking with MetaMask, pool staking, and utilizing the same reliable infrastructure that runs 33,000 validators effectively and optimizes rewards with zero slashing incidents. And they said that they're going to also use the module architecture of stakewise, a liquid staking protocol on Ethereum, to power the smart contracts. So it looks like one of the partners that MetaMask and Consensys are going with is stakewise. It's going to be really interesting to see what they do with Rocket Pool post Houston. Yeah, they're saying that pool staking, we talked about it in the episode yesterday, I think, or the day before, and now they're giving more information that one of their partners will be stakewise with that. Okay, moving on to some Ethereum news now, and we're going to finish the episode with these last 2 stories. The first one of this is a tweet from Eric Balkunas, who is hearing word about a spot ETH ETF coming out in the wild. And this is an update saying we are moving our over-under date for the launch of spot Ether ETFs to July 2nd. So they're moving it forward by a few days, I think maybe even a few weeks. It says, hearing that the staff sent issuers comments on the S1s today, and they're pretty light, nothing major, asking them for back in a week, decent chance they'll work to declare them effective the next week and get them off their plate before the holiday weekend. Anything is possible. This is our best guess as of now. So this was kind of expected. Like, they asked for them the Friday before, the Thursday before last, it was approved. And then last Friday, they asked for all the S1s to be submitted. And this Friday, like now they're starting to give feedback as well. So the SEC is moving fast on this. There was a little bit of FUD a few days ago about how the SEC might like slow walk this, but that's not happening. Gary Gensler said yesterday it's going to happen in the summer. Well, the summer is going to start in 7 days' time in the Northern Hemisphere on June 21st. So that means basically it could happen in the week following that, or the days following that. And that's what it looks like. So another week to people put their touches on there. And it makes sense that it was light touches because it's literally a copy and paste of the Bitcoin spot ETF. They're very, minor changes between the two. It's going to work in the same way. It's going to be a cash basis. It's going to be a stake, Coinbase, who's going to be holding on to the crypto. There's going to be no staking involved, any of that kind of stuff. It's a really straightforward ETF, building on the Bitcoin one. This makes perfect sense. So another week, which will take us to Friday the 21st, and then another week after that for all the approvals to happen, which will take us to Friday the 28th. And then it makes sense that the following that weekend, or that week before July 4th holidays, they might give all the green light. Now, I don't know if they'll start trading on that day, or maybe they'll start trading on the 8th, like Anthony Sano thinks, but it looks like July is when the spot ETFs are going to go live. Okay, so this week on Rocket Fuel, I've been mentioning the zkSync airdrop a few times because a whole bunch of people in the Rocket Pool community got it. Also, it's shaping up to be potentially one of the biggest airdrops of all time, which is pretty amazing. However, as we talked about it, I think on yesterday's episode or the day before, there's been a whole lot of bot/Sybil attacks kind of taking place on zkSync, like a cultural attack, like through crypto Twitter trying to attack sentiment and things like that. Well, today Justin Sun, who is one of the biggest crypto holders in the world, tweeted out, this was yesterday, tweeted out, I heard that the zk project is not a humane one. Should we boycott its launch? So I don't know what kind of like Sybil farming attacks he was doing, but he's getting in on that action as well. However, very commendably, people are still trying to counter this FUD narrative. So David Hoffman, I think he's an investor/advisor with zkSync, but he's also the host of Bankless and one of the most popular faces in Ethereum. He says, from the data that we've had inside the human verified Bankless HQ Discord, most people express general satisfaction about the zkSync airdrop. Those who express disappointment have a pattern of engaging on the ZK Light Network and are using Argent and felt something is wrong with the checker. The reasons for being disappointed are wholly different than the highly botted activity found on X. Now, there is legitimate criticism. Of course, in the Rocket Pool community, a few people have made it clear that, other staking protocols got allocations, Rocket Pool didn't. Like, we've not seen any reason why that's happened or why we found ourselves in this position. But it's something that I really think, they should have fixed potentially. But let's talk about that next. So zkSync here really start understanding that, there's all this bot stuff happening. They said, meanwhile, something important you need to know, there is a massive coordinated Sybil misinformation campaign against zkSync on X. It's run by thousands of bots. They said, we're extremely happy with the airdrop allocations. We're happy with all of you. A lot of people are unhappy, unsure, or have legit concerns. We owe you answers. We're double checking to avoid mistakes. But most of the posts you see is noise. And then they made some mistakes with their stuff. But the idea was basically there's a whole lot of FUD out there. And then they actually got back to the community and said, we took your feedback and we discussed that over the last few days. And they talked about how airdrops are challenging and there's industrial scale farms who are trying to run this, Sybil attacks and try to claim as many tokens as they can for themselves. and how their behavior is almost indistinguishable from bots, from humans, which makes it really difficult to find. And then they said that, what we're doing is we are not going to change anything about the airdrop. We're just going to leave it the way it is. Of course, a big chunk of the airdrop is going to the community, so maybe there might be ways of protocols or people who got left out. They might make them whole later, but I don't know how that's going to work. But yeah, they're saying the claiming starts on June 17th, so make sure you are ready for that because it's going to be incredibly exciting stuff. So yeah, whatever tokens you got, that's what you're going to get. So congratulations for those of you who got tokens. Commiserations for those of you who thought you should have gotten tokens but didn't, and a huge hearty laugh to those of you who are Sybil attackers. I don't think any of you are actually Sybil attackers, but I was kind of mocking some of them on crypto Twitter this week because I thought it was really funny. But anyway, thank you all for watching, listening, and being part of the Rocket Fuel community on this amazing day, and horrible day in some ways as well. But yeah, you don't see those 100% candles very often. So I hope that most of you can enjoy today. And he is hoping that this is now a shift in the narrative for Rocket Pool, and really good things coming up ahead. So yeah, I hope you all have a lovely weekend. On Monday, we'll be dumping our ZK tokens. So let's see how that goes. And I'll see you all on Monday. So have a great day, everyone, and a great weekend. Bye.